Hi. Welcome to another Big Think Mailbag. I'm your host, Dan Video Games. We have the full Big Think crew with us again this time. We've got Bob.
Hey, everyone.
From GigaBoots. We've got Mr. Feel from Mr. Feel's Wild Ride.
Hello.
And KZ from KZExcellent.com.
What? Well, what are you laughing at my name for?
I'm laughing at the prior thing. That was a good read. We're here to answer your questions because, well, we're here to answer your questions. So we're going on to the first question from Midrulian Hero. Hey, Big Think Dimension. Weird to talk to the universe. Are you seeking out God? I don't know. Anyway, I'm a big fan of your podcast. My question is a pretty broad one, but what's a super obscure game each of you want to see get another shot at the spotlight? I was personally thinking of something like Virtual Boy Wario Land, and I'm interested to hear what you guys think. I'll keep it short and sweet. It shares a similar energy to your pick. Tails Adventure on the Game Gear. It's a really good Metroidvania. Everyone should play it. I'm very glad the Mega SG console from Analog plays Game Gear games because I plan on playing that sometime this year. Let's go to Mr. Feel.
I'm going to use a specific Wario game as a reference. I'd really like it if Nintendo put Wario Land Shake It for the Wii on anything. preferably make it HD first.
No, I want to see those pixels. If I remember, we did play that one, didn't we, Bob? The WarioWare on the Wii.
I don't think we did.
Yeah?
Yeah, I remember seeing it at my job all the time, but I don't remember ever playing it.
I swear to God, we played a WarioWare on the Wii. Because that was where the shitty I Won dance came from.
Oh, yeah, WarioWare.
Not WarioWare, the platformer.
Okay,
the
platformer.
Weren't
they talking about Land?
Sorry. Yeah, no, I still haven't played any Wario Land game past the first one.
I'll also add Kirby Nightmare and Return to Dreamland, which I feel like so few people played because it came out so late in the Wii's life cycle.
Yeah, that one was really good, and
but that was like the best one they made since Superstar.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think that and the remake of Superstar on the DS are kind of the peak of the franchise.
That has too much content, some may say. Like it just kept coming in there. There's 2 arenas.
Yeah, no, it's fucking fantastic. I would never say it's too much content. I'm too happy to get a really good follow-up to that game because I've owned Superstar since I was a kid.
Yeah, that's one of the SNES games I owned.
Yeah, one might say Superstar set the bar too high for every other Kirby game.
It sure fucking did. I played so many others, and I'm like, wait, the powers only have one move? I can't do fighting game inputs to do crazy shit?
Yeah, that is the thing with a lot of them. And then on top of that, like, I think Dreamland 3 is one of the few games where you can play it after playing Superstar, and you can go, okay, this is amazing in its own different way, but it is lesser in some ways.
I keep seeing really good stuff about that Wii one, and we played a little bit, and it seemed good, but it's incredibly expensive and hard to find now.
It's okay. We have methods.
What I brought up.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what he's talking about.
I didn't know the name of it.
But yeah, I played a chunk of that.
It has my
really
favorite.
Good.
The Wii one has my favorite Kirby villain in terms of like design in the boss fight.
I'm trying to remember him and I can't.
Magalore.
What?
And he's like a big super like dark matter wizard type guy.
I search him up on Google and there's lots of pictures of him holding a gun. I like it.
That's really good.
Yeah, I think they put him into Star Allies as one of the characters you can use.
Yes, they did.
Because they put in everybody, even Marks.
What's wrong with Marks? Marks is cool.
Who's like that guy's basically a sociopath.
Yeah, no, that's how I felt about that. He's a great villain.
He's a good buddy.
And
it's like
it is I, your friend Kirby, Adolf Hitler.
Yeah, that's kind of how it feels.
Yes, I agree.
It's like Kirby's like, I found you ripping the limbs off insects. Want to come join my good boy team?
Yes, that sounds very good. Hey, KZ, are any games leaping to mind for you?
I really dug into my brain on super obscure, and then my brain went, all right, what's something that also would never happen? I was thinking the Yu-Gi-Oh game, Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelist of the Roses for the PS2, which adapted What If the War of the Roses of the real life instead was the story of them going to Stonehenge and summoning a person from the modern day to become a duelist, and then you would choose between the Lancastrians or the Yorkists to do card game fights, and the gameplay did not function almost at all like the card game. You would use cards in a tactics style game where you would like play the monster and then move it across the map. But you have like a deck master, which is like the main thing you move around and place cards in. And if they attacked that, you would deal like the maximum amount of damage. This game was insane, but also the most. We're gonna try whatever with this IP, and I think it was very charming.
That reminds me of that PS1 Magic the Gathering game, where you had like your Sierra Angels and whatever, and they were cards, but it was just a really clunky real-time strategy game, and it was really broken.
I really wish I played that Yu-Gi-Oh game now, because I always thought it was like
it's so stupid, Bob, because they're like, hey, my name's Henry Tudor, but my friends call me Yugi. So they literally have all the same names, but then they're like, but yes, this is Pegasus. Then Bandit Keith, the America guy, just has a Union Jack bandana instead of an American flag one.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yes. It is incredible.
I always knew it had that insane story, but hearing that it didn't even play like Yu-Gi-Oh, that's what really sells me on it, because I was like, I don't want to play that card game.
Yeah, none of it. It's you place cards, and then they're like, okay, this is a unit now, and then you move it around, but then you can place them face down, so it's a face down attacking monster. So you then attack the person's face down thing. You're like, this has 3,500 attack points. How was I supposed to know? This shit's ridiculous.
And then if you're me, you beat the shit out of Bandit Keith like 40 times until you have all his machines and just steamroll the game by putting down the field card over and over.
Or you could do the honorable thing and just go, all right, I'm just going to Google the codes that are on the bottom of every real trading card and just get a bunch of stuff.
I think that was eventually they were like, in these games, they were like, you can do that, but you still have to pay points.
Yeah, because that game has like some sort of like cost limit.
It has like a cost limit. And you can't take like the big dick Ultra Chad deck in to beat up a baby.
Yeah, because cards have a certain like value and stuff. But I'd like to see that come back because it's the most one of the most insane games I played in that era.
Bob, do you have any picks?
I always beat on the drum of Shinobi PS2 game.
Oh yeah,
There's really nothing like it. Nightshade is so unique.
I mean, you don't really see that combination of platforming and action at all anymore.
No. Yeah, it's sad. I mean, of course, I always one day they'll make a good way of samurai game again. I'll keep believing that.
When KZ was doing his Yu-Gi-Oh game, until he explained exactly how insane it was, I was losing it because I'm like, I feel like this is if I were to go, they should make a new Dynasty Warriors 4. Just a specific.
Yeah,
if they could make a new one of this,
it's really hard to understand the depth here.
Yeah, right? That was a very different thing.
This is an English knight, but it's actually Kaiba and a Blue Eyes White Dragon set of plate mail.
Oh my god.
Perfect.
God, they need to HD remake of that immediately.
That'd be fantastic. Okay, moving on to the next question. This one comes in from Anonymous C. Hello, podcasters of jack shit. It's me again.
Oh no.
Once again blocking your path. This time I want to ask, what games do you think are good introductions to their genre? For example, I think Pokemon Crystal is a good entry game for JRPGs in general. Another one would be Call of Duty 1 for first-person shooter games. Thank you so much for the content, and I'm proud you survived the curse of Dong, albeit without your souls. I don't think Pokemon Crystal is the best entry for JRPGs. I feel like the latest Pokemon might work better. Like, Pokemon in general is a really good introduction to JRPGs because you don't have to manage equipment and do other deeper mechanics that a lot of games would ask from you. I don't think there's anything you gain by going to Crystal instead of Sword and Shield, because Sword and Shield's a very approachable game, you know?
Yeah, I think that it's best not to ask someone to go back to some old hardware and play something that feels pretty janky.
Yeah.
Like, that's still in the era of Game Boy. So everything's real slow.
Yeah, Crystal doesn't feel as snappy as the advanced games even.
Like, same with Call of Duty 1. Like, I would never suggest someone plays that.
Me neither.
I would even, like, say don't... 2 is okay.
Modern Warfare 2?
No, regular 2 is okay.
Okay.
That's the first one I would say even approach to tell someone to play as an entry point.
Yeah.
But I would definitely be like, do something more modern. Do something maybe in the last years. Like Modern Warfare, Call of Duty... that they just released is great.
Yeah, I would feel like that would be a better entry point for a lot of people. I mean, the thing is, like, games are a lot more polished now, by and large, like, for the AAA space than they were back then. So it's really hard to find that perfect combination of hyper polished and hasn't gone insane inventing new mechanics.
Right, and that's part of what made the last Call of Duty good, was they stripped all the excess.
Because if you recommended something like Advanced Warfare or any of the ones with wall running or side dashing or anything like that, that would add an extra layer of complexity that maybe wouldn't be the best.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's I can't think of anything specific for, like what's a good introduction to the rhythm game genre? Fuck if I know.
I was like Multi Guitar Hero, but they stopped making those.
I was going to say Rock Band, because then you can choose what to do, whether it's singing or guitar or drums. But good luck getting equipment for that. That works in 2020. Puzzle games are also diverse that an introduction to them as a concept is a very bizarre thing.
It's always just Tetris.
I hate you. Just so we're clear.
You can get it on whatever you want.
Yes, you can reduce the entire genre down to the mechanics of Tetris. That's not insulting and upsetting at all.
Just don't buy that Ubisoft one. You're set.
Fuck you.
I think that Ubisoft Tetris Ultimate was delisted, Bob. I think we live in a better world now.
No,
that one's bad. Don't even joke about it, Casey.
Okay.
Phil, do you have any thoughts for games that are good introductions?
My favorite fighting game is a game the best fighting game to introduce somebody to doesn't exist anymore, so I'm taking the L on that one.
Oh.
Since I thought Rising Thunder, that mech fighting game,
yes,
was really good for teaching people how you're supposed to actually play a fighting game.
Yeah.
And I don't think anything, even Grand Blue Fantasy, which also uses press a thing and you have a cooldown, really does it the same. But Grand Blue Fantasy I also think is pretty good as an introductory fighting game. Mostly it has some issues.
Yeah, I agree. Grand Blue.
Shovel Knight is a perfect introduction to 2D platformers.
Yeah, probably. I mean, Mario's more simplistic.
It has a gentle difficulty curve. It has mechanics that are easy to understand and fun. And it's incredibly polished in every way.
You know, I think Myst is a really good introduction to the genre of CD-ROM games. You know, if you just want to introduce someone to the genre of 1990s PC CD-ROM games, Myst is a pretty solid introduction.
What are you doing?
I don't know, like, the action game genre isn't really fit to having good introductions, I feel. Like, the good action games are all, like...
Dark Souls?
I was
the same
about
genre.
Fuck you, Casey. I was about to say that.
That's not
As
the
soon
same
as
genre
that
at
action
all.
game, I'm like, the race begins.
What's wrong with you two? I was going to say Dark Souls genre. And we could find a game within that. I feel like Bloodborne might be one of the better ones to start with. I'm not sure.
No, it is not. That first chunk where it's like you can't level up until you find a boss.
Yeah, that's really bad.
Or find the madman's knowledge before the fucking comments hit me.
I feel like a really good introduction to the Dark Souls genre is the re-release of Dark Souls 2 that runs at 60 frames per second and just reveals that game is secretly Evergrace for the PS2.
I think that one's also really bad.
I'm glad you cracked the code for us.
I was so happy when Thor High Heels made a fucking video where he didn't shut the fuck up about Evergrace. I'm like, thank Christ, someone other than me's doing this.
Maybe Evergrace is a good introduction to the Dark Souls genre.
He's just foreign you.
It's Evergrace is fantastic and awful. Oh man, if only that game got re-released in some way. I don't think it's available digitally on fucking jack shit.
If you're thinking about like more like modern games that could introduce people into genres, I think Mario Odyssey would work for 3D platformers.
Yeah,
because it's specifically designed in a way that there's way too many moons in that. So as you're engaging with the game, you'll surely find different moons for ground pounding on a hill or going through a challenge room of some sort. So you'll be able to progress pretty easily. There's not a lot of insane like resistance in it. And as you get better, you'll go for some of the more challenging ones and all the other stuff.
I'm just over here losing it that the Metacritic on Evergrace is 59. Game Pro somehow gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. That seems way too high.
We need to play that again.
I don't know what it is.
I'm convinced that it is literally, just from watching that video, that it's Dark Souls.
No shit.
Literally, and if it came out, that just proves Dark Souls came out one gen earlier. People would hate it.
The fucked up thing is I didn't realize FromSoft made Evergrace until I saw Dark Souls 2 run at 60 frames per second, and I went, that looks like a launch PS2 RPG I played, and then I looked it up and went, oh my god.
It's really good.
Yeah,
it's really good. If you kill the enemies enough in Dark Souls 2, they just never come back.
Oh man.
I don't know what Evergrace looks like. Now I need to look at this to see if I agree with Dan's take.
Oh my god.
Thor High Heels has a really good video about FromSoft games that aren't Dark Souls games he made recently. He makes good content.
Oh my god, it looks so like Dark Souls 2.
Yes! Dan is so fucking happy about this shit.
My god, it's like I'm just looking at this footage where a guy like rounds a corner and there's a tower and it looks exactly like Dark Souls 2.
Link me the video. Link me specifically the video you're looking at. Don't say anything else. I will just watch it and confirm or deny.
Let me find a good timestamp.
This is hilarious.
It's important. We need to put this to rest of whether or not Evergrace is secretly Dark Souls 0.
I love that this is fuck you, there's no theme month. Because we could just stream Evergrace. No one can stop us.
Oh, man, I really want to do that, Dan. Don't put that in my head.
Dan's just like, hey, Casey, you want to do a death stream where you play Evergrace?
Oh, no! I would never wish that on someone. The later parts of that game sound like hell.
All right, let me... Oh, my God. It's the exact same walk cycle.
This is the same text.
It is the same text. We have
the
to
geometry
escape.
is the exact same quality.
We have to escape.
The fall animation looks... The sound effects might also be the same. I bet if you go into a windmill here, you go down and you enter a volcano castle.
Probably. Also, I love how the terrain in the distance in this clip just blatantly look like the, quote, color grade they gave Demon Souls.
Human Research Lab!
Okay, we gotta move on. What's up,
I've
Bob?
been trying to think of a good introduction for action games.
Okay, is it Bujingai?
No.
Okay, good. That's good. I'm glad.
Maybe it is Devil May Cry 5. Because
Okay.
it has easier difficulties to have a like smoother ramp in. It won't just hammer on you immediately. Like playing normal mode is not like complete, doesn't just destroy you, and it can go down to the easier modes. And there's significant depths you can find, but you don't have to engage with. So maybe that does work.
Yeah, my one cause for reservation there,
Yeah.
or cause for reserve, is you have to learn multiple different characters that are very different.
You're right. I guess go back to Devil May Cry 2.
Two?
He's very hard to play.
Jesus Christ! You're like, oh, you're right. This is
Well,
the
it is a
steak
good-
is
it
a
is a
little
good
tough to
introduction
chew. Just give them Taco Bell beef.
Just hold
Yes.
square. Just hold square.
True.
That's all you need to do.
Hey, do that and admire how good the level design is.
Okay.
I guess God of War 2018 is pretty good for that too.
Yeah.
Mag for shooters.
Macfish. Oh my god. Man, are all shooters this fucking miserable?
Yes.
Yes. Next question comes in from Minmo. Dearest serfs of the Podlords. I like to think of us as like feudal lords underneath the Podlords, which are god kings. Oh, wait, no, that's the executive producers. Anyways, during one of your Malo streams, Dan mentioned how adding Sprint as equipment in Reach was a good compromise between modernizing the series while keeping its original identity intact. I asked the council, what is the ideal way to modernize an IP and favor examples of franchises that either vaporize their identity and transform gracefully to keep up, quote, with the times. Thank you all for the hilarious and well-produced content from all of you. I wouldn't say that I thought that was a successful way of doing that. I just saw that was definitely what the idea there was. It's very complicated to think of this stuff. What's up?
A franchise vaporizing their identity.
Mhm.
The first thing that came to mind was Dissidia NT becoming an esports game where it's 3v3 and they got rid of everything.
I don't know.
And got rid of limit breaks because no one wants to watch those cutscenes when it's 3v3, and then and all the moves were taken out and all the I wanted to shoot you now. You can go off.
I feel like that's not modernizing as much as it is perverting a thing in the hopes that you'll blow up like an esport, which is so common.
That's what they think modernizing is. It's really bad. I mean, remember that
Legacy of Kain game?
Yes, the Legacy of Kain game.
Nosgoth. Fucking
Oh
Nosgoth.
god, I forgot that existed.
We played a huge chunk of that one night, and now it's burned into our brains forever.
Yeah, did we get fake aggro?
Yeah.
All I remember is the dev going, I'm a huge Legacy of Kain fan. I play custom maps all the time, and everybody went, what the fuck are you talking about? That's not a thing.
What?
That's fucking insane. What?
Oh, I saw you meant Quake.
He was because they were trying to parry. They were trying to like parry complaints that they didn't know what Legacy of Kain is.
That's insane. Good God. I'm gonna say Resident Evil 7 was a pretty successful modern take on the franchise. You know, it went first-person horror, tried to incorporate more modern horror techniques.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was shooting for the Amnesia Outlast type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But still, from what people said, is still a Resident Evil game going by the way Field describes that last DLC.
Yeah, it has a real Resident Evil vibe. You know, you have a real, it channels some of the cheese of Resident Evil 2 into the script directly. When, he chops off your leg and hands you a potion to reseal it on, and your character goes, what the fuck?
Yeah, and it has a lot. It doesn't feel like those other ones where it's just, oh, you can't defend yourself at all. That's what makes it scary. It's like, no, you still have a gun. You just have almost no ammo.
Bob, you've just described the American healthcare system. Yeah, I think Resident Evil 7 is going to be my pick. Mighty Number 9.
I was actually gonna say Mega Man
Oh,
Legends
Oh, Legends.
because that was them taking it to the 3D environment, something very new at the time, and doing it in a way that felt unique, like
Kick the can.
Yeah.
other than kicking the can.
No, that felt unique and very
It
good.
did.
It did, because you kick it over the counter and then they go, hey, have some money.
You
I'm sorry,
recycled it.
the can kicking has been perverted by Red Ash.
Okay, sorry, how about this? Kicking the dog.
Bob, it is
No,
so
don't kick the
easy to
dog.
forget Red Ash.
I wish I could.
It's so easy. It barely
Oh, I
exists.
get it. It's because re-dash. I get it now.
Yeah.
yes, you caught up.
You have finally ascended to the level of Gigabrain that is Keiji Inafune.
I'm looking forward to it.
It's definitely
Yeah, it'll
coming.
definitely
It came out 2 years ago, right?
the anime
coming out
did.
on the Soulja Boy console.
Yeah, I was about to say, on that Chinese Soulja Boy console.
What a nightmare timeline we live in. What's up, Bob?
Doom 2016 also did a really good job.
Yeah.
Like it's amazing. It felt like Doom,
Mm-hmm.
and it felt really different from anything else happening.
Because you could see them doing it wrong. You heard about them doing it wrong, and then they didn't release them doing it wrong.
Oh, they did release them
Call-
doing it wrong once. Was Doom
Yeah,
3.
but all that leaked shit where it's like, this Doom plays like Call of Duty and is some gritty Call of Duty-esque thing. And you're like, no!
Yeah, it's kind of weird to think about. They've done that twice with Doom. Just one of them they canceled, and the other one's Doom 3, which is not anything like Doom 1 or 2.
You could tell it was a nightmare, because in interviews when people ask about it, they're like, there's some really good stuff in there, and we just we changed ideas.
There were some cool ideas in there. In that, I mean, we had a cool script idea and cool animations, but the whole thing was a fucking nightmare, and no one should play it.
Yeah, but who cares about that? Let me talk to you about how much we love RoboCop.
The fact John Carmack apologized on Twitter to a former employee because of how bad that game went.
Ugh.
That's the only time I've ever fucking seen that. The closest thing I've ever seen on Twitter to that was when two people who worked on Perfect Dark Zero randomly went, yeah, those were dark times. God, I don't want to think about it. I still have PTSD.
Oh my god.
Those are the fine people over at Double 11 nowadays. So we got some good things. We got Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal. You know, they both modernized to different levels, I feel. And the level design, I feel, in Doom Eternal's better. Like, it's a different thing. It's more refined.
More advanced.
Yeah. So,
It uses your brain more.
it activates it.
I'm serious. I played a little bit more of it this week. I was like, man, I'm just thinking the whole time going through this.
It's such a good game. I'm so excited to play it through again on the PS5. I'm trying
Got
to...
it in on this podcast.
Yep.
Of course.
Dude, I've got like 25 games on my backlog, one of which is Nier Automata, out of the hopes that it somehow makes that game run right.
Good luck.
Yeah, that's what I keep telling people.
Yeah,
I'm like,
just
it's not
the
gonna
Dark Knight gif. Good luck.
I'm trying to think of other really bad instances. There's the obvious, like, Devil May Cry, and Ninja Gaiden Yaiba.
Ugh. Ninja Gaiden Yaiba wasn't them trying to modernize it. That was them trying to be Western cool.
Yeah.
Ugh.
They got great
It was the
perk hope.
It was them hiring a studio that makes shovelware, and by literally just giving like 20% of the budget of anybody else. Like, just make something with the name on it. It doesn't even have to run, really.
That's the good old Inafune charm.
Yeah. I'm very excited for Bloodstained to get a second Ritual of the Night game that isn't, wasting a year or a year and a half of development with Inti Create spinning their tires. Very excited. Hopefully they do that.
Maybe this counts, where it's like changing the game to attempt to modernize it that vaporizes its identity. Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
It's just an RPG series now.
Yeah, it's a very different thing.
Yeah, it's nothing like what
And I've
it's
seen so many people just feel burned that they just why are they calling it this now? It's not Assassin's Creed. I can't stealth attack anyone in this.
No, you can. It just does 20% of their health, and then you have to have a long, drawn-out fight against them. Hope you bought good gear from the Ubisoft cash store you can access from your pause menu.
The fact that they had to put out an article or something recently going, we're bringing back the Hidden Blade. And I'm like, okay, maybe.
Upgrade your Hidden Blade so it might actually kill someone when you use it.
Like, they put that in a headline, and I saw someone just quoted going, real fucked up that they say that, and it's just a photo of the dude holding the axe.
What's a really bad one?
Lord the Shadow.
Lords of Shadow. There we go.
Yeah,
Holy
Lord the Shadow, of
Critically
course.
did great, but fuck that game and fuck its sequels.
What about that Bomberman game? Act Zero?
Okay, so here's the thing. Part of me's like,
I don't know what that
was
game is. I just saw the art and went, wow.
Part of me wonders if that was even a genuine attempt to make a modern game, or was it just Hudson Soft trying to cash in on fucking Xbox being desperate for exclusives? So they were like, well, fuck it. We get a burner game that they pay for, and we get used to using Unreal Engine 3.
I think it was probably more like that.
But yeah, no, Bomberman Act Zero is a nightmare. That game's so bad. Ugh.
It's like, what? How do we think of games that have annihilated their own identity? Oh, what are your favorite games of all time? They probably have a sequel that did that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Final Fantasy 15 went open world.
I can't wait for Street Fighter 6 to be a MOBA.
Oh.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm just sitting here and I'm like, you know what? Honestly, though that's true for a lot of things, Bob, it hasn't happened with Mega Man per se, unless you count Mighty Number 9.
Right.
And it hasn't happened with Sonic. I feel like Sonic has just made some bad games. At no point did they go, Sonic is now like, the closest thing is half of Sonic Unleashed. If they made a whole game that was the Werehog segment, then that would be that.
Right. Huh.
What no game looked like the Werehog segments?
What about Wii U Sonic Boom, the actual game part of it?
It still feels faithful to the original concept of Sonic. Like, not only like, you know, the larger hub nature of Sonic 06 and things like that, but like the tone seems pretty in line with Sonic. Like, I don't think anyone watches the Sonic Boom cartoon and is like, oh, this is terrible. I think the part where it's bad is all in the execution, where it's just like, it's so complicated. Like, you can't have Sonic yell rings nyum 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 300 times. You can't do that. 1 is risky. 300 is suicidal.
Then it becomes Xenoblade.
Good for you, Shulk.
You just pick up a blue sparkly thing. He's like, yeah, baby.
It's real bad. I'm playing Xenoblade and I'm thinking about how I think this is what Final Fantasy 15 wanted to be, but it's better executed here, which is insane.
I wish Xenoblade had what 15 did, which was 18,000 lines of incidental dialogue.
Oh, that would be
Yes,
good.
that would
be
help.
fantastic. Oh my god.
Because eventually I get tired of Dunban going, this isn't shaking you at all. It's not pushing you at all. What a bunch of jokers.
Yeah, they probably couldn't fit it on the normal DVD that game came on.
That's
Yes.
true. That's true.
It would go up a whole point if they had 100 extra of those.
Although, didn't 15 have like hardly any at launch and they patched a bunch in?
No, there's a lot. My understanding is that they recorded most of those at once
Yeah.
so that they could slowly divvy them out because they kept pretending they were a games as a service.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
That's incredible.
Xenoblade is better than Final Fantasy 15 because when I try to pick up an item, I don't fucking jump.
Yes, I agree with you 100%. Both of them have the same quality of quests, though.
Oh my god. Okay, I think we're gonna move on.
You know, we talked about Final Fantasy 15 there without mentioning it. Oh yeah, it's also part of that list. Oh wait, no, Casey brought that up. Oh, it's open world. Never mind. I'm an idiot.
That's why I came in.
I'm losing my
I was
mind.
sitting on that for like 5 minutes before actually going, all right, I'm gonna say it out loud.
Okay, next the questions from AMN. Hello, the good, the bad, the ugly, and the furry. A simple question here. What is your favorite character arc in any form of media? TV show, comic, video game, etc. Thanks for making so much content. You guys are some of the most underappreciated content creators on YouTube. Thank you. I'm not used to being congratulated on the quantity of content I put out, but I'll take it.
You better be congratulated.
This is psychopathic. I don't know. Anyone but me go.
Virgil from DMC 3 to 5.
Okay. I would like for you to elaborate, just because the internet's not really good on deciphering what you mean when you don't spell it out.
Well, I mean, I like how he obviously, the moment he splits into V and Urizen, it's like, oh god, I fucked up. I fucked up so bad.
It's equal parts, though. You know, V is like, oh, I fucked up. This was such a bad plan. Urizen's like, I'm Super King Big Dick. I'm so cool.
And then when he refuses, he's like, hey, Dante, I'm an asshole. Come fight me. I promise this isn't me trying to get you to kill me. I promise. Never mind the fact that the first thing all the V summons do, which are a part of me, is go suicide themselves on you. That isn't relevant at all.
I feel like Virgil
I'm
just
totally
woke
evil.
up like...
Come kill me.
I feel like Virgil just woke up from passing out drunk, basically, and then just started fighting people in the bar again. I don't know. But, God, fucking Urizen is so stupid. I love it.
He is. He's just like, I'm gonna turn into a tyrant now.
His ass is fused to a chair, and he's like, God, I'm so awesome.
His fucking goofy ass low kick.
Yes!
It's quite the mood.
You just slow down the song
He's
Moscow
doing
to match it.
Akuma combos on you while he's 18 feet tall.
Right. God.
Okay, that and Kingdom Hearts have cinematic parallels. Both have giant boss that sits in chair.
Yeah, that's accurate.
Oh man, they both get up at some point in some of their games.
I am genuinely trying to think of a
I'm trying to
character
think of like
arc.
specific character arcs, and the only thing coming to mind is memes about King K. Rool and Smash. Where in that one Banjo trailer, he just sleeps in DK's house.
Look, they blew up his island, man. What do you want?
He's like, okay, I've recovered from the boot.
I feel like the protagonist of basically every Atelier game has a really good arc. It's very down to earth, but I like it a lot. Where they always have this arc of self-actualization, becoming an adult, and usually telling boomers to shut up. Because almost every game has the moment where some boomers like, you can't do this, it's impossible, and then they get told to fuck off. What's some other good ones?
I'm really bad at committing these sort of things to memory.
Does Duke Nukem have a good arc?
No.
Oh, okay. I haven't played those games, I assumed.
Yes,
he's a very static character.
Yeah, this is one of those things I appreciate in the moment, but don't make like a list of in my head.
I'm like, when it comes to writing, I mostly pay attention to like character writing and development, but not necessarily grand arcs. But I do have to say, you know, a lot of people may have missed it because it's obnoxious to go through the lore, but quite frankly, May Overwatch's arc from being a research scientist in the middle of like the Arctic to somebody who stands up for the rights of Hong Kong protesters was a really good arc, and I'm glad Blizzard went on that.
Every single Blizzard character who undergoes the arc of being possessed by an ancient evil.
Oh, I thought you were gonna do the other thing they do, where it's like every single Blizzard character that is gay, all of a sudden, please give us points. No, it's not in the game. Stop questioning that.
They slowed down her heart, so that made her skin blue.
Damn it! That should make me laugh that hard in 2020.
It also made her ass enormous, I guess.
That's just Blizzard doing their part.
Yes. That is exactly what that is.
They said TV show. I think a lot of the main characters in Breaking Bad go through some interesting arcs in that. I was only reminded of it because they're wrapping up one of the spin-off shows, I think, next year. I think that stuff's been particularly strong. Yeah, I don't have much else besides just saying video game I like the characters in it. They do cool stuff.
I mean, I could talk about movies, but no, it's fine. I don't care. Also, I feel like it's really dumb and on the nose to be like, I really like the character arc of the main character of Fight Club and things like that. Like that's the plot of the movie.
Yeah, I can't really say like if I'm talking about my favorite character arcs of all time, I don't feel like spoiling The Last of Us 2 yet.
Yeah. Hey, Bob, I really like the character arc of the guy from Drive. See, at the beginning of the movie, he was Ryan Gosling, and at the end of the movie, he was Ryan Gosling killing people.
Oh, man, what a good arc.
Shit, I'm getting a boner.
This is really good. I like the character arc of the great... Wait, what the fuck is his actual name? Because they don't put it in the title. It was supposed to be in the title. The Great Mouse Detective. He went on a great character arc where he hated children, and then, he hung out with orphans. It was very cool. It was a very sweet moment at the end. What a great character arc. See, this is where I wish I had actually seen the Land Before Time movie so I could completely ironically throw them in here too.
Oh my god, I've seen so many of those.
Oh, that's tragic.
Yeah.
I think I've seen a third of one of them.
Yeah, I've seen most of them too.
I always wanted to see the Don Bluth one, the first one.
Oh, I saw that once because my little sister didn't like that one. She liked 4.
Yeah, no shit. Because that's when a company took it away from Don Bluth and is just like, we're going to make 6 more of these.
Yeah, I think I've seen at least the first 3.
I think we're on 18.
What?
Yeah, we watched a trailer for it when we did that cursed content by committee.
Yeah.
Patreon.com/GB podcast.
Okay, we should move on. We have a question from Ice Kong. Ice Kong says, hey, GigaBrains, to keep it short, I was wondering what the most you ever got addicted to a single game. That sentence hurt me. It just ended abruptly. I thought there was one more word to make it work and function. Anyway, if so, was it mild or serious? Did it ever affect your everyday life? Did you miss out on any opportunities because of it? Love the quality content you guys push out. See, this I like this guy. He compliments our quality.
Hey, look, we put out so much that I totally understand complimenting
I like
quantity.
Dan, I appreciated the quantity thing. I put out 80 videos last month.
I'm just fucking with everyone. Looking forward to your inevitable world domination on gaming. Thanks for the good question, Ice Kong. There was a really dark time. I was going to say in my early adulthood, but man, that's underselling it. Anyway, I was incredibly addicted to the game Amplitude. Basically, all I did was drive 50 miles a day to my overnight job where I worked 10 hours, drive 50 miles home, and then play Amplitude. And I would do that for weeks because I was trapped in the middle of a forest with no money and nothing else to do. It was really bad. That game's pretty all right. That's
not that all right, I guess.
It's addictively good. There are some really fun mechanics in it. It's not a perfect game. There are things you should fix about it that the PS4 remake did not. But I really like Amplitude, and that addiction was something real bad for a bit there. I'm going to go ahead and pass this to Phil for him to have his World of Warcraft minute.
Yeah, so I got into Worldcraft around the start of my senior year of high school. Things went bad. I think I played that game every waking moment for a year.
Yeah.
I skipped so much of my senior year, mostly to play that game, that I almost didn't graduate. And thankfully, I was just in like a marginal school where like 80% of the senior class missed more than half the year. And they were like, we can't fail all of them. Just let them graduate.
Yeah.
Like in the tail end of that year, they brought most of the class into the cafeteria and were like, y'all have to stop. Like, what the fuck?
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
But I would even skip school on Tuesday when it was in maintenance for almost the entire school day. It would be in maintenance like 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. I got like an hour more by skipping school, and I still would not go to school.
Yeah, but you're maximizing, your time in the game. There's dailies, I assume.
And this was before dailies existed, Casey.
Oh, was there some benefit?
Yeah, of course. There's a treadmill that eventually just turns into a tread wall.
I farmed
See, look at you.
for hours and hours and hours.
I just-
and did alts. That was the other thing. It was so bad that like it was 15 years ago, and I still just have these random thoughts. I should go resub to WoW. Like I had one earlier this week. It lasted less than 1 second.
Yeah. You're like, no.
But I just get
I gotta
like
play Danganronpa.
I just get like time portaled back to the weird sense of peacefulness when it's like 2 a.m. and there's no music in most of the zones. It's just ambient sounds, and I'm just hitting the buttons and listening to combat sounds. And there's this thing like, this must be what being dead is like. It's kind of nice. And I just flash back to that. And it's like for a second, I'm like, oh, I should download WoW again. I'm like, oh no, it won't be the same.
He puts on the ring and just sees visions of playing WoW back in the day.
It's a testament to how much I've gotten over it, though, that when classic WoW came out, I didn't even care. There wasn't even the momentary like urge.
That's good. So I was in a really dark space during my mid-adult.
Okay.
Oh, you have another one? Wow.
Of course, it's just an unending mask. But anyway, Overwatch?
Oh, damn it. Don't steal mine.
Oh, okay, you do yours first. I'll just add mine on it.
Overwatch, I got into the, I don't even think I got into, it was one of those, if you pre-ordered it, you'd get into some sort of a beta on, like, PS4. That's where I played it. And I went, this is great. And then I turned all my friends onto it. We're like, this is great. And then I feel like I almost was getting the shakes when the beta disappeared, and I was so sad. And then the main game came out, and I went, all right, I guess I'm just playing this. And then, yeah, that was probably like 8 or 9 hours a day for a while.
Jesus Christ.
I got a lot of boxes.
That's cool. Did they have the thing you wanted them?
Was pitifully bad at the game the entire time, but had a great time. I wailed a bit.
It's just a smidge.
At the time when I finally stopped playing it, if you looked at every hero in the game at the time, I was missing maybe 1 or 2 items from all of them.
Oh my god.
Which also meant that anytime they brought out like new legendaries and stuff, if I dropped $10, I probably got 2 of them because they had the anti-dupes thing. So they had to keep giving me new stuff. That felt good. because you had to really think about this stuff, man. Like a new character comes out, it's like you got to use all your currency to buy all the bullshit off them, so they don't give you that in the box.
I didn't realize the
It's
tactics.
called maximizing. Hey, how's it going, Bob? You're laughing as I'm the crazy man, just playing in my own shit.
Yeah.
How was your experience? Was it positive?
No, of course not.
I think it might be worse than yours, KZ.
I don't. Sheer quantity of hours.
Oh yeah,
not,
I barely played competitive.
not as bad as him, but I played almost entirely competitive, and working a nearly full-time job and running the channel was life draining. Incredibly hard to do and find time to do anything I wanted. And weirdly enough, I just sort of gave up and just started playing Overwatch because it was kind of fun. And, in creative processes, you often hit a roadblock, so that way you feel not satisfied, like you haven't been productive enough, you haven't achieved what you wanted. So what would happen is occasionally, and by occasionally I mean almost religiously, daily, nearly, I would end up at a state like that where it would be 3:30 in the morning. I didn't get what I wanted to get done. It was now impossible for various reasons, and I would jump into Overwatch competitive for 5-6 hours and only get 2.5 hours of sleep before work. And it got so bad that I just stopped even making content successfully for the channel for a bit there. Like, we barely put out anything, and yeah, I don't know. It's it feels awful. Like,
I'm glad we've turned around to you doing nothing but make content.
yeah, I'm really glad we're done with theme months. For God, the last 3 theme months have been a panic attack the whole time.
You remember that night? That night we just played Overwatch for 4 hours.
Yeah,
And it was great, but there were a couple matches where I could feel it. I could sense your spiritual pressure. Because I know plenty of people who play Overwatch who don't take losing well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
So I can sense when it's starting.
So-
And I went, yeah, then I'm gonna entertain the fact that he's not gonna uninstall this, but it's gonna happen because he's hitting it.
When you get into competitive, and whether through the enemy teams just firing on all cylinders, they're all getting along, it all clicks for them, or your team just not. So in that case, your team can't counter that. Just for whatever reason, nothing you're going to be able to do is able to top that. Or through your team's sheer level of dysfunction, or through your own personal dysfunction, you just can't win. It feels like sitting down at one of those children toys where it's 4 holes and you have 4 shapes of pegs to stuff through the holes, and you can't get a single fucking peg through for some reason. You just keep trying to shove the pieces through the holes and none of them go through, and you just go, am I a dumbass? Am I just completely ill-equipped for this? Am I out of my league? Circle things should go through circle hole, right? Am I losing my mind? And yeah, it just feels like that for like, sometimes it would be 4 hours straight. And it just, as mean as anyone thinks I have ever been to another human being, you have no idea how brutal I am to myself internally at all times. So Overwatch competitive is not a really good space to stay in on the daily.
I could just feel it when we had a match where it was like, oh man, we're getting shut out pretty hard. We're just running out to die.
Dad's changed characters twice.
And
we
I'm
have
like,
no healer now.
Oh yeah. He's like he keeps changing things, but you take the anger well. You're not like my good friend Carl, who man, you've never heard him angry before. It's real good.
Yeah.
Because then I'll just like, I'll be the good friend and just egg him on.
That sounds
Big
like a
morning.
really great friend thing to do.
Yeah, it was only healthy where I'm just like, come on, man, you're feeding. And then, and then he threatens to harm me.
Yeah, no, Overwatch is...
Like one time when I said I thought you were a pro at this when we played Yu-Gi-Oh! Once, and then he blocked me. And then 6 hours later unblocked me saying no one else is around, you want to hang out? I think this is what's supposed to be called an abusive relationship, though I'm not sure.
All right. I'm not an armchair psychologist here. I'm not going to pretend to decipher.
You can't prescribe me pills.
All right. Bob, have you ever had this moment?
I don't think so. I don't think I've gotten like distressed levels of addicted to something.
Bob's like, no, I'm rational.
Yeah, I was about to say, I was expecting nothing to come from Bob. He was like, no, I'm normal.
I guess
I held the same job for over 10 years.
Yeah, I can't think of anything that I really went disastrously into. Like I played hours and hours of Devil May Cry 3, but it wasn't like destructive in a way. And
Yeah, it didn't really destroy me. It was in a perfect pocket of time for it to not wreck me. I didn't stop making content. I just only did that with my free time.
Yeah, and who's to say if my suicidal ideation went up or down while playing Overwatch competitive?
No, Dan.
Maybe my stream doesn't want that.
You were definitely like, what you did was Overwatch is not healthy. Like I did.
Yeah, because when I said no, don't uninstall it, Dan, and Bob's like, no, he's gonna do it now.
Yeah,
it's the Stu Pickles meme. Bob would wake up for his job. And
where he breaks your legs?
No, Bob would wake up for his job and he'd be like, Dan, it's 8 in the morning. What are you doing?
And Dan just mutters something and then walks out the door.
That's so accurate, it hurts. And
yeah, that happens now where instead it's just, us playing Smash.
And Dan's not going to a full-time job afterwards.
He used to.
On 1 hour of sleep. God, there was one time I fucked up so bad I literally didn't even sleep.
Yeah, no, I mean, the thing with Smash, though, is that's a much more positive sort of excitement and anger.
Yeah, because he's good at that game. Like, he'll leave it having won most of those.
And Overwatch requires 5 people being good.
Yeah, Overwatch requires convincing 4 other strangers on the internet to compliment each other well, and oh my god. It's a real
all
nightmare.
Smash requires is you to convince me by threatening to plug in an Ethernet cable to my Switch.
I like playing Smash. I don't think. Look, I'd rather spend all night losing in Smash than fucking deal with Overwatch. There's something viscerally upsetting
all
about.
my statement is that you'll threaten me to plug in the cable so we're not on Wi-Fi.
Oh yeah, no, that was really bad. That stream you did recently, where it's just like, no, everything's running perfectly on yesterday's GigaBoots stream, and then we do our first match, and it keeps hitching, and I'm like, oh my god, Casey's using Wi-Fi. Now, will he admit to it, or is he gonna just try to run it?
Of course I'll admit to it, because it was annoying me.
It was funny, too, because at the same time that you realized, what was it, Shibuya's like, mine reverted to the bad internet again. God damn this Nintendo Switch.
You can't, there's no way to tell who was the problem here.
Yeah, truly. Oh, man.
Dan.
Yeah.
They should unrelease Min Min.
No, Min-Min's a blessing. Next question from Voltic EXE. Hey there, dimensional-brained thinkers. Voltic EXE back with a less antagonistic question after Dan stabbing me last time.
Oh, yeah, he asked the 3DS question and something else. He, asked 2 things we shit on all the time. I think it was Instant Creates and 3DS games.
That's true. I don't know why that gets credited to me, but I feel like that was a silly hats only moment. Anyways, with all the talk about the PS5 and the multitudes of Xbox consoles, as the next console generation arrives to save us from load times, it reminded me how Nintendo generally sits on the side going, hey, we're weaker, but we have a gimmick. While I would love a Switch Pro, the portability is too useful to me to give up. Is there a gimmick the next Nintendo console could use that you'd forgive it for being weaker, or do you want their next console to be on par with the PS5 and Xbox Series X consoles? So they're, sorry, I read this slightly out of order, but he's saying, do you want their new console to be on par with those consoles? Thank you for all the content. Stay well. They just need to do another Switch. It's a really important gimmick. I still think making a dedicated console SKU makes sense. Like the portable, it already has two different power modes of portable and docked. I think just adding one more where it's the consoleized version would, one, make it so you can make a lower cost Switch, because now you don't have to put a battery in it. You don't have to put a screen in it. You don't have to put all of these different things in it that drive up the cost of the console. And as everyone who pays attention knows, I care a lot about making consoles that are cheaper available to people who don't have as much money, having spent most of my life dirt fucking poor. So having a consoleized version, even if it was more powerful than the Switch docked, could still end up cheaper just because it doesn't have to include those things. So that would be great. That's what I want. That's what's ideal. I do not believe Nintendo should come out with another different gimmick. I think this is a sweet spot. This serves a lot of different markets well. You know, you're sitting here talking about how you don't want them to sacrifice the Switch's portability. I don't even use the Switch's portability anymore, but I still like portables. So clearly they're doing something right here. Does anyone have a gimmick they would like Nintendo to do, ironically or unironically?
I think we're really past that. Like, I think that... Like, Nintendo's huge thing was they made good portables forever now. So the thought of their new console being their portable in their console so they can focus on one dev cycle makes the most sense. And portable still existing is really important.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think you're right. I think we just need to stick with something like the Switch.
The funny thing is, if other companies weren't out there doing VR, then I would say VR. But they're not going to be able to make VR experiences as good as their competitors. You know, VR to me seems like what the Wii was for its time in the gimmick space. Like, oh, you can buy this Nintendo system and it just has the VR and everything built in, and since it's Nintendo, the games aren't, soulless husks of games.
Right.
Something joyous might come out of it, like I could see Nintendo making what is the equivalent of Wii Sports, but for VR, that sort of system seller sort of deal.
Yeah, if they got it cheap enough, then and that could become a staple way to get VR in the home.
Mm-hmm. But I think at the end of the day, the Sony offering's going to do, they're adding the gestures, the finger tracking, et cetera, et cetera. I think it would be really hard for Nintendo to come out with a sort of VR device as good as what, they're going to be bringing out over there. Has anyone on this podcast actually tried the Labo VR stuff?
No.
No.
I should probably order that just to know.
I'm just afraid of breaking it, so I never bought any.
I never bought any because I felt like it was the most decadent thing a human could do, and I bought an OLED this year. Like, I just thought, I'm going to buy a Labo kit.
The most decadent thing? What a coincidence. I watched IGN staff member Ryan McCaffrey assemble a Labo kit one time.
Doesn't that guy run a Tesla podcast?
He does. It's called Ride the Lightning.
I've never heard about this before.
Ride the...
Sorry.
He ran that podcast 3 or 4 years before getting a Tesla. I just wanted to give you that information. There's no malicious intent or any judgment attached to it, because I respect him as a human being.
Facts don't care about your feelings. These are just some facts about Ryan McCaffrey. Whether or not you think anything based on it is entirely you. Okay?
In the same way that Bob revealed the fact that Max Scoville might be Jim Carrey's son.
I thought that was me.
I thought it was Dan too.
Yeah, that was me.
Oh yeah, you switch your names for content. I didn't keep up with the bit. Sorry.
Shh. Field, do you have any thoughts on this, or can we move on?
I also agree Nintendo should just keep doing this. It's the one gimmick that doesn't anger me.
Did we mention that a Switch Pro wouldn't necessarily have to give up the portable thing because the Switch is kind of fucking outdated in terms of mobile chipsets?
Oh, yeah, I didn't bring that up, but I feel like...
I would think that'd be covered more on like a Switch 2.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, they might... Could you imagine Nintendo just does, hey, we're going back to the old ways, 4-year console cycles?
The Super Switch.
Sure.
Sure. Okay.
Switch,
Okay, hold on.
Switch
Super
64.
Switch would be... Now you're playing with power. Superpower.
Oh, man, that'd be funny. But yeah, technically, they could spin up a Switch this year that is drastically more powerful than this one. It was outdated by the time it launched.
Yeah.
NVIDIA already had better versions.
They really were embracing what last gen did.
Moving on. Squid Parts asks, what are your guys' favorite kinds of furniture? This isn't fair. I'm just going to say a DX Racer and I don't get paid for it.
Right?
That's not okay, man.
Chairs,
come on.
Chairs aren't furniture.
Oh, God damn it!
I fucking hate you. You stole mine now. I was going to say beanbag chairs.
God damn it, Phil.
I'll say it. A desk. It's where my monitors and OLED are.
I would say desk if I ever owned one. This isn't a desk I'm using right now. It's a table we cut the legs shorter on. The lip
I was
on it
about to
sucks
say
so
your
bad.
favorite thing is TV trays I got at Walmart.
I mean, why are you making fun of our TV tray? It's good. It's fine. It holds my noodles while I eat.
I mean, yes, I have a TV tray I bought on Amazon specifically to hold all of our audio interfaces.
That sounds safe.
I've been waiting to drop that bomb for a while.
That sounds safe. It's a good thing a DBX isn't heavy as fucking hell.
Yeah, and the mix pre and my drink.
I'm not worried about the mix pre. The mix pre is pretty solid. Probably don't put your drink on there. Thank you.
It's okay. There's no drink there, but the order is DBX PlayStation 3 mix free.
You're sticking your mix pre on a PS3. Okay.
Yes. It's perfectly centered on it.
I'm looking forward to buying a new desk by the end of the year. I've been dealing with this one for a while. It doesn't work.
I tweeted photos of my updated desk setup. It was really good. I put Chunky Kong in there.
Mm-hmm.
Wires are a nightmare.
I think we're good. Are we good to move on, Phil, or are you going to have some house opinions?
No, desks aren't furniture either. Say blender.
I like Rattan. Rattan furniture's all the best.
Wait.
What is that?
Beds, because I can pretend to be dead on them.
Oh, that's pretty good. I'm also a big fan of that problem. I've had a bad bed for years.
I'm counting down to being able to do that.
Yeah, Rattan's actually terrible. No, don't.
What is
Rattan is really tacky, like beach style
Oh,
stuff.
yeah, fuck that shit. I'm a Floridian. I hate that shit.
What is this? What is this obscure deep cut?
It's okay. I'll post a picture of a Rattan chair so everyone can see exactly what I'm talking about. Hopefully that.
Yeah, because this sounds like the type of shit where no one here would get it, but Aggro would if he was.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Aggro's already pissed and he doesn't even know why. This podcast has to come. Oh fuck that.
Yeah, that's what.
Hold on.
So many.
Oh yeah.
If you're on vacation, that's what you're going to find here in Florida.
Yeah, I fucking hate that shit.
Where's the rest of it? They took out all the filling.
Sometimes if you're
Skeleton
lucky,
of a chair.
they put a cushion on there.
This chair died.
They usually don't, though.
This chair died somehow. We need to find out how. It's a scared. It's a chair
Yeah,
skeleton.
that's part of what AI Insomnium Files is about.
This is another one.
Bob, how do
this
you-
is the with the cushion.
How do you spell that real quick for our audience?
It's Rattan.
Okay, a Rattan. Okay.
Bob's out here posting a ritzy one.
And you'll notice the armrests are still pain.
Yeah, no, this sucks. God, I hate this shit. We went furniture shopping for the thing that holds the laptop during the streams for our chat, even though we don't use that anymore. It now holds our drinks. And
Your laptop?
The amount of... No, the fucking table.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm not a psychopath. I don't stick anything on my laptop. Sometimes someone puts a controller on there and I start sweating. I'm like, come on, man.
You should have a setup like me. Just put 4 appliances on top of each other.
Oh, that sounds great.
I
If
didn't.
it's not the laptop. What's up, Bob?
I didn't know the Rattan was so obscure. I just didn't think I was bringing in a weird.
I know what rattan is. I just didn't know it was called rattan.
Okay.
I was like, oh, it's that cheap shit that's made out of straw. It's that
Yes.
shit you'll find at your grandmother's house.
Yeah.
As a Floridian, it's just the shit that only actual boomers like, or tourists. So it's like the thing you hate the most as a young Floridian.
You can get a whole set of that at a Big Lots.
I'm gonna move on. Wise Wolf writes in, "Hey there, Giga Chads, Wise Wolf here. Yeah, we know. Wanted to ask if there was a time you dropped the game for whatever reason, only to come back to it after a long time, and for what reason? For example, I dropped Yakuza 5 for 2 years because I got tired of the Haruka section, only to find out that I was 5 minutes away from the end of that chapter from where I left off. Keep up the fight for good content, and much love." Wind Waker's Triforce thing sucks so bad I dropped that game for 3 years.
It was pretty fine for me on the Wii U.
Yeah, that's what I hear, and I get mad. What is this revisionist history horse shit? Yeah, they knew they did some fucking padding horse shit with that. They knew. That's why they revised it on the Wii U. Ugh, that sucks so bad. For people who don't know, you can't even hold enough money to buy all the maps from Tingle in one go. So even if you have maxed out rupees, it's not enough to buy all the Triforce maps. So you have to go farm for rupees. God, I fucking hate that. But yeah, I still really like that Zelda game. It's excellent. Hey, Phil, you have any games like this?
I dropped Final Fantasy 15 at launch because it didn't run well and seemed kind of bad, and then I played it on PC a year and a half later.
And you're like, it runs better. It's kind of bad.
Yes, that is exactly what the experience of the... I have this Power Ranger armor, which means I don't have to try for 30 minutes every day. That's pretty cool.
No, it's not Power Ranger Army. Fucking Haim Saban said, no. Colored suits? No. I'll sue you. So they made them black.
What a fucking idiot.
Ugh.
Yes.
Bob?
Yeah, I did this with Mirror's Edge Catalyst. That game came out in 2016. I stopped playing for 4 years. It was apparently like an hour and a half from the end. I was like, it'll run better eventually, I swear.
They'll patch it someday.
Who knows? Maybe PS5 can just run it at the highest mode.
Maybe. That game is really soft.
See, normally I don't even start. I still have not played Link's Awakening on Switch because I'm like, someday there will be a better version of this.
I did drop that halfway through. I was like, I'm not liking this. Maybe they'll patch it eventually.
I was rewarded for sticking with the game
Maybe
by...
they'll patch it for full analog movement.
I was rewarded for sticking with the game by falling through Death Mountain
Great.
Should have rolled.
and then losing 2 hours of
Good
progress.
roll.
God damn it.
I feel like I've done this with some other games too. Still have Grandia 1 on hold. I need to go back to that at some point. It's been over a decade.
Yeah, I was going to say, when the fuck is the last time you touched Grandia?
I got stuck in the final dungeon. And then I was like, how do I get these skills?
You might as well just start over.
Yes, at this point I really should just start over. But I think that I'm probably smart enough at this point to not go power grind, and I could probably go back and beat that game. Would it mean
Yeah, if
anything
you're just
to me?
thinking about games if you're thinking about games that are like you dropped and haven't come back to yet, that makes it easier. Like, Bob, wasn't there an Ys Vita game that you were thinking about doing?
Oh yeah, I did go back to that for a few hours, and I was like, no. God, how many years was
They were
that?
like,
Because
it's coming out.
I remember editing that, and you're like, I haven't played this in like 5 years.
oh yeah, I think it was like, oh yeah, you last played in 2014.
Jesus Christ. I can't say anything though. I still haven't beaten Third Birthday, and it is my full intent to do that probably this month, if not that, then this year. Because
It's going to be real surprising when you find out why it's called the Third Birthday.
number one reason to beat it is to get that man to stop fucking saying that.
I unveiled this shit during a mailbag. I had to do it.
But yeah, luckily we have the PlayStation TV setup that everyone and their mom is now finding out is really good with the Sharp Scale plugin. And we got our backup, just in case. You never know with this shit. So yeah, I can revisit that on a full-size controller on a nice TV. It's going to be real good.
Yeah, they'd be like, wow, fuck them.
I can't think of anything else.
Things that I've just dropped. Days Gone.
But you're coming back, right?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
you're coming back to that on PS5.
On PS5.
Yeah, got to do our second spoiler cast. Yeah,
That's right.
You know, people genuinely expect that, and that's why you two memeing it is hilarious.
Oh, I thought it was real.
Oh, I've been assuming it's real.
Who knows? Is it a meme or is it content?
I also need to do that for Horizon Zero Dawn. I played like 5 hours of that game, and it was like,
They need to announce those fucking patches for PS5. Like, there's no way they went through the effort to port it to PC and then went, nah, we could roll that back into the PS4 version, make it better on PS5, but that's okay. They need to announce something.
I think
Oh, man.
the Days Gone revisit is a shoe-in for a 30 on our scale.
The game's 60 frames per second. It just looks fucking incredible. Could you imagine?
It's actually done because all the content they patched in later is there now.
Like the crazy
taxi mode. Yeah.
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 Day after. Yeah, Sekiro. I dropped it on the last boss. Maybe I'll go back to that at some point. I need more frames.
That's fair. You need to figure out that technique for swimming through midair. That might help with that last boss.
You know, it might actually help. It's impossible to know whether it will or not. Yeah, I don't drop games very often. I usually just commit.
I really do it back to Sakura Wars, but there's some part of my head that's like, they're gonna patch in an English dub. You watch. You just wait.
I don't think they're going to.
They literally said they would not do that. They literally said, this is like Yakuza 0. If it does good, we'll dub the next one.
You're gonna have to live with it. It's fine. I usually roll my eyes at Japanese dub only things because, you know, ew. That one's all right. Every Ubisoft game.
I have no intention of going back.
Okay, you're right. Never mind.
Yeah.
I was like, I played half of Far Cry 3. I don't think I want to play the rest. I think I saw everything.
Have I ever told you the definition of insanity?
It's funny because I completely dodged 3. I played 4. And I was like, this is fun. I enjoyed this. And then I jumped into 5, and it's like, it's just a crazy guy in America.
This is very different from Crazy Guy in some
Himalaya?
And then yeah, but I like Crazy Himalayas one because it's just Troy Baker taunting me over walkie-talkie.
I wish Final Fantasy Tactics wasn't so slow.
That'd be nice.
That game is so beautiful and has such great music. And it's fun.
Just get the mod that makes it 100 times faster, apparently.
I dropped Overwatch.
Oh, are you going back to it?
Yeah, I should probably go back to it, just in time for their Avengers-style event.
What? Oh, God, that thing.
Remember all those news
Yep.
articles that came out where they're like, we still haven't had their Avengers moment yet.
Ah.
I just wanted to shoot Phil. I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah. I thought you were talking about that actual event that exists that they do occasionally where it's like, okay, it's a proper co-op mission with some flow and you fight robots.
No, I was talking about the story.
Yeah, you were talking about, yep. Anyway, I think that's going to do it. Thank you all for writing in questions.
Dig us out.
If you have more questions, you can write them now and most likely get ignored, or write them when we announce them on twitter.com by following at GigaBoots and at Mr. Feels Wild Ride and at KZ and at Giga_Bob. The underscore is very important. Please don't follow
if
that
your
other
questions have never been read, there'll probably be advice this time on how to write better questions that we're more likely to use.
Guys, just do me a solid and don't send it now and may get ignored. We might think it's from the last
Yes,
patch.
literally. Literally.
Make sure to ask
not do
questions that don't make Phil complain every time right before we record.
No. Here we go. Here's just write this exact question. Hey guys, I love your channel. You're so cool. What's the best chicken tender? Bye.
Yes. Someone please note that down to send it next time.
Please. This month's GigaBoots videos have erupted into reality thanks to the money magic of our executive producers. Esme, Nicholas Cameron, E. Lee Broyles, Spaceman Spiff, Star Falcon, Danny Richardson, Red Blaze 27, Zenki Kongetsu, and Adam Admar. Thank you very much to our executive producers. And also these guys. If you want to become powerful like our executive producers, you can head on over to patreon.com/gigaboots today.